Life, sometimes can really convince you that, your hardest chapter is the entire book. But, those seasons that we go through that are difficult, they're often just part of a much bigger story that hasn't reached its best moments yet. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're meant to stay lost forever. Many people who eventually found happiness spent years believing they never would. There are moments when everything seems to fall apart at once. But that's not always the complete story. When we think things are falling apart, it's really easy to slip into that trap of like, oh my god, it's over. I'm never going to get farther. I'm never going to make it to where I want to make it. And I've many times in my life felt lost, and it brought me down. But the fact is, we're still here. Our story is still being written, and it's important for us to remember that. Like, there are brighter days ahead. Some of the strongest people that you actually admire are, or once believed, that they were, they once believed, like, the people that you're admiring, and they're, like, really strong, and they're like, oh, God, yeah, they're amazing. How could they be so happy all the time, or whatever the case may be? Those people once believed that they were destined to fail. But, they kept taking one more step, and they kept pushing through every single day. And it's easy to mistake temporary pain for, permanent reality. Especially when you've been, carrying heavy burdens for a long time. But every sunrise is proof that endings are often followed by new beginnings. Even if yesterday made tomorrow seem impossible. So, you wake up every day with a fresh chance to make it a good day and to focus on the good things. And, you don't have to have everything figured out. Sometimes the only thing you need is enough strength to make it through one day. And if you're strong enough to make it through one day, you can make it through 1 week. You can make it through 1 month. You can make it through 1 year. But your current situation is not a prediction of your future. It's simply where your journey happens to be right now. And, there are opportunities, friendships, and joyful moments that haven't entered your life yet because you're still traveling towards them. So just remember, like I always say in my videos, like, hold on to hope. Because brighter days are ahead. And some of the biggest blessings and stuff like that usually come after you go through some sort of trial and tribulation. But yeah, growth is something that can happen in the background. And, it's something you just gotta let continue to grow. And you gotta let growth grow. That's funny. I don't really... It's hard to describe, really, but, just because things haven't worked out yet doesn't mean they never will. And not yet and never are two completely different things. The universe, it doesn't always move at the speed we want, but it doesn't mean it has stopped moving altogether. Like, I've witnessed many days where I really thought, like, things were just over for me, and, things were going to go down the shitter, but I held on. And when I got through that, I looked back and I realized, oh my god, it wasn't really over, but pain has a way of shrinking our vision, it makes it difficult to imagine brighter days. But hope begins by believing that there's more beyond what you can currently see. And, even on the darkest nights, they're eventually going to give way to morning, no matter how endless they feel when you're living through them. You may be one conversation, one opportunity, one decision, or one unexpected moment away from a completely different life. But so many people just give up right before things begin to improve because they mistake the hardest stretch for the finish line. And every challenge you've survived is evidence that you're stronger than your fears often tell you. Healing, it's rarely going to happen overnight, but it's usually a collection of small victories that slowly become a completely different life. one where you can look back and probably just laugh about how over you thought things actually were, because they turned out that they were actually going in a really good direction and you were being strength trained by the universe, by God. But yeah, I really want you guys to hold on to hope and realize that you are a part of something greater and your dreams matter and stuff like that. So hold on to hope, hold on to the passions that you have, hold on closely to family and friends, and reach out to people and make the most of every single day, you know, because that's important. And this life is going to feel really heavy at times. And, you know, your value is not going to decrease because of that, just because you go through struggles and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all I got for this one. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit and just give you some inspo. I will probably cover some current events as well. Whatever I catch up with on YouTube, some topics that might be good for the channel, and can kind of, if you guys haven't seen the other videos yet, then I can like update you guys on news that's going on around the world. There's going to be plenty of inspo as well, and some shit posting on the shorts section, as well as some inspo shorts as well. Feel free to check out my Facebook, which is in my bio. I do a bunch of posting there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next one.